The Bard isn't going to be played by many people in Ashes of Creation. And out of the people that actually do play the Bard, not many will be elite at the class. I'm not saying that the Bard is going to be the hardest class to master in Ashes of Creation because we haven't even seen the Rogue, the Summoner yet. Stop! No, that's exactly what I'm saying. Bard supremacy, baby. Come on, man, let's get to it. I took two polls the other day, one on YouTube and the other on X. And I asked, which role do you prefer to play and why? Now, on YouTube, out of 63 votes at the time, 14%, which is about 9, said tank, 52%, about 33, said DPS, and 33%, about 21, said support. Okay, on X, out of 31 votes, we got 29%, which is about 9, for tank, 39%, which is about 12, for DPS, and 32%, which is about 10, said support. This resulted in DPS being the #1 pick both times, support being the second choice both times, and tank being the last choice both times. A lot of you guys in the comments are some selfish people though, I tell you. Some of you guys just want the glory.
Alright, chums up.
Ready, guys?
Let's do this. Leroy Dragons!
This is expected because we've come to know this is true in most MMOs. We've seen this for the past X amount of years. You have these DPSers, an abundant amount of them, running around looking to hit anything that's gonna make their number go up. It's like, dog, it's like some sort of addiction. Alright, so we know most MMOs have a very large pool of casual players. There could be various reasons, but from what I know, this comes from MMO players being older, having families, and some just might not want to grind out their respective MMO, which is fine. I think when you look at the numbers, even on a broader scale, it probably would look similar to the two polls that we ran. And I think when you factor in those casual players and why they're casuals, for whatever reason, it makes complete sense why we always have more DPS than any other role. And this is because people think that DPS isn't a role, right? What I mean by that is no one wants to tank because they don't want to learn rotations, how mechanics work, the ins and out of their class, you name it. And no one wants to heal for some of the same reasons and because of the pressure that comes along with that. It can be nerve-wracking. Tanks and healers get trashed on a lot, but when it comes to DPS, it almost seems like you can get away with that because it seems more acceptable. Yes, I know people get kicked from groups because of poor damage, but it seems like the pressure isn't necessarily on DPSers. I'm not saying that anyone who plays DPS does so just because they don't want to be a huge part of the team, but I do believe that there is a lower barrier to entry compared to tanking and healing or support. I think hearing that initial statement can seem a bit obvious, but think about it. Do you genuinely believe that most DPS role players take their class as seriously compared to a tank or healer? No, people just want to be mages and throw fireballs, be a rogue and gank people. You know what I'm talking about. What does this have to do with the Bard? Okay, Ashes of Creation will more than likely have more casuals than hardcore players. This type of game requires consistent play over time if you want to be in the #1 spot. This is another issue that must be factored in when discussing Ashes of Creation and the choosing of your class. Nodes come and go. Castles come and go. And what else comes and goes or fluctuates over time? Player counts. So we might start off with a ton of bards, especially in Alpha 2. I think a lot of people are curious and excited to see what the class entails. And that's fair because we haven't seen what a modern day bard looks like in an MMO. But how many of those people are the casual players that just want to throw a tomato at someone? How many of them plan on sticking around as the game continues to grow and change? And most importantly, how many of those people are genuinely going to be a high-level bard? If anything, I think the Bard class will be a class that'll be used highly for alts. If we go back to the Bard showcase, we've already seen a ton of gameplay on what the Bard is capable of, and this isn't the end of it. I think that the Bard because of the nature of its class slash role is going to be the hardest class to master. I say this because everything about this class revolves around your party, trying to keep them buffed, debuffing enemies, weaving more than one spell at a time, and again, I'm sure that we're going to see even more. How many people actually want to be a top parse bard? I think it's going to be very low. The skill ceiling is going to be super high, and with our current state of gaming, if most people don't have someone to watch to show them how they should be playing their class, are they going to excel at it? What? Oh, y'all are saying that I should do that for the bard? Make some bard videos? I mean, yeah, I'm down. How else are we gonna conquer Ashes of Creation? Going back to why casual players are casual players, I don't think that people are going to want to devote their time to a complex class such as this. I don't think it's any hate for the class or anything, but I do believe the way that we see tanks and healers in modern MMOs will probably be the way we see a good or elite level bard in Ashes of Creation. Don't you freaking play dumb with me. You know what I'm talking about. You finally decide you want to do a raid or a dungeon, and finding a tank or a healer, sometimes freaking both at the same time, is like one of the hurdles that needs to be cleared. I think a lot of people are gassing themselves up, not just for the bard, but even for Ashes. There are a lot of expectations, and I think once we're actually in Vera, we'll see that and adjust accordingly. Once we find out more about the bard as to the usability of the class, I think we'll know. Right now, it's looking like it's going to make content slightly easier, which is a huge want for MMO players. This means you're going to want someone who knows what they're doing, just like that tank or healer. As for the people who are going to actually dive into the class, I think that there's a long road ahead in wanting to master such a unique class, but I believe it'll be worth it. The people who are actually going to be great bards will be known on their servers because of the work that they put in. Also, we're gonna see a raid next week in Ashes of Creation with the Dragon Firebrand. Hopefully that can take our minds off of all of the madness that's been going on this past week. Alpha 2 keys are now available as well, which come with beta access, so be sure to go get those. I'm excited for what's to come as we're only 2 months away from Alpha 2. We have one more development update, which is next month, so who knows what'll be shown. Really quick, man, before I get out of here, you might have noticed something new, you know. Got a new chair, man. Let me play the clip for y'all. Oh my, yo, dude! Graham, what are you freaking doing? Grim, are you insane? This guy just gave me a $300 donation. Brother, what are you doing? I just really want to say thank you again. Huge shout out to my guy Grim. For those of you that come by the streams to watch and donate, subscribe, you watch the YouTube videos, you use my Ashes referral code, I really appreciate it, man. Truly, 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 man. I couldn't have done this without y'all. I had my old chair for 10 years, literally for 10 years. And I'm looking at it right now. I just put it off to the side. I don't think I'm gonna throw it out, right? But I mean, bro, like this chair is crazy. Check this out. Bro, we're so lit. Hey, I'm leaning back. This is so fire. I never thought that. I never thought that we'd get here. But no, seriously, man, I really, really, really do appreciate it, man. And I can't wait for Alpha 2 so we get on here, lock in. I think I'm gonna up the streams eventually. I don't know when, but I'm gonna up the streams, especially since we have weekend testing now, right? We already have Friday night streams. I'm probably gonna throw a Saturday in there, all right? But seriously, again, man, thank you all so much for everything. I appreciate the support, man. And yo, let's lock in. I'll talk to y'all soon. Take care.